Hey guys, making a video here about the Dietary Guidelines for Americans 2010. I'm not going to review this document. Instead, I'm going to review for you the money behind this document. The point of this video is to show you that in a very straightforward way, there's no kookiness, there's no conspiracy involved. There's really actually, they're not really even trying to hide it. And when I say they, I mean the people who paid for this document to come into existence are doing very little to hide the fact that it's totally corporate interest that is driving these dietary guidelines. I think that they expect people not to look behind the scenes, but if you just take 5 minutes of Google searching, you'll see the truckloads of corporate interest cash that gets dumped into this document, the Dietary Guidelines for Americans. You think it's a social service. It's not a social service. It's a corporate advertisement for the food that they want to sell you. I'm sorry if I get like kind of fiery. I'm really passionate about this. Like right now, I don't feel anger inside of me. Rather, I just want to help people understand. Okay, you'll see my eyes darting back and forth because I'm looking at my computer right now. Okay, I'm going to start recording on my screen here. Okay, so Dietary Guidelines for Americans 2010. What I'm going to do is this is how I'm going to go about this. And you know, if you're watching this right now, I would suggest that you sit back and relax and take it all in. I tend to take my time when explaining things. I go off on tangents because I'm full of information, because I really like to sit around and Google things all day and learn about this kind of thing. So, okay, here's how we're going to do this. We're going to start with looking at the people who wrote this. Here it is. Here it is for us. I hope that ends soon. I don't know if you guys can hear. Oh, okay, good. Alright, so here are the people that wrote it. Now these are pretty hardcore scientists, and there's nothing wrong with that. Also, I have to make clear, I mean no offense to these people. I think I would love to meet these people and shake their hand and smile on their faces because they're really productive. They have done a great service. They're dedicated to work. That being said, I'm not falling for the BS that they have been paid to propagate. And they probably see it in a different way. They probably actually think that this is really scientific and that it has to be done. I'm saying, guys, look at who is signing your paycheck, okay? It's not the public interest. So that's another thing that we're going to look at, is not only who exactly wrote this and what all their histories are. We're going to look at where the money is coming from. These guys and these guys. Okay, so Health and Human Services partly sponsors this document. Not even going to get into them. Kathleen Sebelius, I don't know who she is. I didn't look into her at all because it just makes sense to me that Health and Human Services would write dietary guidelines. So I have no suspicion. I have no reason to research that. But let's look at the first signature that appears on this document. Thomas J. Vilsack. Oh, Tommy boy. Secretary of Agriculture. The United States Department of Agriculture. Okay. Any red flags? Anyone? The people who sell the food are the people who are writing the document, supposedly scientific document telling you what's good to eat. Guys, have you met any farmers? Do these farmers, you know, do they have degrees in nutrition or, you know, nutritional science or backgrounds in studying, you know, human wellness? Like, no, that's not what farmers do. And it's definitely not what the Secretary of Agriculture does. again, I can't stress enough, I don't have anything against farmers. I don't have anything against the Secretary of Agriculture personally. I'm just showing you that the supposedly scientific and public service interest document, specifically the United States Dietary Guidelines, it's nixed. It's irrelevant. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to get into details. Please be patient with me. I'm just doing this on the fly. Okay. Department of Agriculture, Thomas J. Vilsack. First signature on our United States Dietary Guidelines. United States Department of Agriculture. Department includes several organizations. Managing forest and grasslands. Awesome. The Food Safety Service. Okay, so what does food safety mean to these people? We will get into that. Pasteurization, making sure to drink fluoridated water, etc. We'll get into that. Okay. Food stamp program. Awesome social program, okay? But if you have ever met a social worker, then you will know that they probably know just about as much about nutrition as you do. So why is someone that run the food stamp program also run the program that actually tells people it's healthy to eat? It just doesn't connect. And the reason that it happens that way is because of money. And I'll show you exactly how that happens. Look at all these links I have for you guys. Okay, I'm going to show you how all of the money goes into this. Okay, so, and then what else does the USDA do? Advice for farmers. I wonder what sort of advice for farmers Thomas J. Vilsack might give. Let's look at this guy, the first signature on the Dietary Guidelines. Well, first of all, let's see. In pretty simple idea, if you follow his diet, then maybe you'll look like him one day. Not saying he looks bad, I'm just saying, you know, if that's what you want to do, that's cool with me. Okay, let's see, what has Vilsack gotten into? He was a governor, okay, so he's a pretty political guy. Yeah, you know, governors are really experts in nutrition. That's why they have former governors put together, you know, the dietary guidelines. Okay, let's see. Okay, so he knows a whole lot about big money and getting people jobs. So that's good to know that he's telling us how to eat. There is something really interesting that I wanna. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. Chair of the Governor's Biotechnology Partnership. So, what is the Governor's Biotechnology Partnership? I will tell you that it has a lot to do with farming. It has a lot to do with money. Okay? It has to do with genetically modified crops. Okay, so big money here, guys. Genetically modified crops. The people who are involved in making sure that all the legislation is, you know, in order for people to be able to continue selling and propagating genetically modified crops. It's the same group of people that's telling you what food is safe to eat. Thomas J. Vilsack, named Governor of the Year by the Biotechnology Industry Organization, an industry lobbying group. Look, I don't have to go into specifics here. Just, you know, industry lobbying groups. People, Thomas J. Vilsack, backed by industry lobbying groups, is putting together your dietary guidelines. Okay. Basically, I mean, if I have to, should I spell this out for you guys anymore, or should I just move on? I don't know. I mean, it's pretty clear to me that these dietary guidelines are being, you know, funded not by people who are actually interested in nutrition. They're being funded by people who are interested in making money off of food. A lot of it. Okay? That's a problem. Alright, let's move on. Message from the secretaries. Let's move on to the advisory committee members. And again, I have lots of respect for these people. They're scientists. They're very productive. If you look at any of these people's CVs or resumes or what have you, they are very, very busy people. They have done a lot of work. Very important people. However, I'm not going to fall for the BS. I don't care how scientific or how intelligent they are. The fact of the matter is, the money behind their work is oftentimes industry money, and I just don't want industry to tell me how to eat. It's similar to you know, have you ever read like on the ingredients label of like say like a bag of chocolate chips, and it says like how to make, you know, chocolate chip cookies, and it says use this particular brand of butter, use this particular brand of flour, and it's all the same brand. And it's like, well, wait a second, any butter or any flour will work. It's just like that. Like you get these people who are nutritional scientists, and that's really cool, but then like the people who pay them are the same people who are selling the food. So it just doesn't fit. Okay, this guy, I want to just look at some quick pics here so you guys can see. Okay, so this is kind of a different, sort of moving into a different like idea here. I just want you to see the pictures of the people who are telling you how to be healthy. Now, I don't want to offend anyone. I really don't. I'm sorry, Mr. Man. Look, I'm not even going to show his name because it just doesn't even matter. But this is the guy. This is the guy who knows how to eat well. Okay. Yes. This is the man who knows good nutrition. Okay, this guy. Oh, yes. I'm not even going to... Okay, so this guy, I'm actually not going to hide. Okay, so first of all, well, I especially liked this because I was just looking at this guy and going, yep, if I had to pick out, if I looked at a big crowd of people and I had to decide who I thought was best suited to tell me how to eat in order to be healthy, oh yeah, this guy. Number one, I'd be like, yeah, man, you look like you've had a healthy life. You look like you've eaten well. Yes, this is the man who knows. This is the man who's teaching America how to eat. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm going to go with Xavier P Soon. Okay, Xavier P Soon. Let's take a little bit of look here. Turns out he has, look at this article, similar to what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to go into this. I just want to point out one thing from this. Okay, so, although it was when I found this, it is nice to see that I'm not the only person who is, you know, concerned about this. I just want to look at Xavier P Soon. So, okay, who is Xavier P Soon? Again, just really quickly, let's see. Xavier P Soon is here. Xavier P Soon. He is a Dietary Guideline Advisory Committee member. Okay, so that's who he is. He's basically, that means he's on the committee that writes this, okay? So, let's look, I'm going to go back to this page. So, okay. What has this man, Xavier P Soon, been up to when he's not been writing guidelines for us on how to eat? He's been a paid consultant to drug companies, received research support from Campbell Soup and Warner Lampert. Look, guys, the people who wrote your guidelines for how to eat, their careers are paid for by the people who produce junk food. I mean, I really should just make a 30-second video where I just say that over and over, but I want to give you the evidence, the hard evidence. There's no kookiness about this. I'll repeat that. It's very, very clear. So this article is about past board members, and this person did a lot more digging. And so, but let's just look at some of the past board members for the advisory committee for writing dietary guidelines. Conducted research funded by Sugar, the Sugar Association, Kellogg Company. This person, I love this. The person who wrote your dietary guidelines, America, urged the Food and Drug Administration not to list refined sugars on food labels. Oh boy. I'm gonna really need to start editing out my cuss language soon, because I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling it. I'm just gonna start blowing up pretty soon. I really liked I really like this past board member. Held stock for food-related companies. So yeah, he probably is a pretty badass. Excuse me, there's probably kids watching. He probably is a pretty cool, pretty productive, extremely intelligent scientist. The dude also has personal self-interests, you know? Dude wants to make some money. Not saying there's anything wrong with that. I am saying there is something wrong with taking advice from him about how you should eat. Okay. Let's move on to actually the current board members. Okay. This is a CV of one of the board members, Eric B. Rim. Let's see. Just what I wanted to point out here. Funding information. So, this guy clearly, look at all these articles. Or, these aren't articles, but look at all these appointments that this guy's had. Look at all the jobs he's done. Great guy, you know, lots of public service. This isn't about the people, it's about the money, okay? I want to show you the money that goes in to you being told by the government how to eat. Okay, funding information. Pfizer, yay! A drug company knows how to let you eat, especially a drug company that sells you drugs that cover up symptoms caused by crappy food. Okay, Merck, there's another one, just like Pfizer. Kellogg Company. Okay, the man who wrote your guidelines for how to eat, his career is funded by a company that sells food. Okay? That's, you know, that's like a politician who's trying to get votes teach kids in a classroom what the best politics are, right? I mean, I'm just searching for a good analogy here. Like, it just doesn't work that way. It's not objective. It's one way to call it is that it's BS. Okay, who else? Okay, Merck again. Pfizer again. God, I really like that Kellogg one. That's hilarious. GlaxoSmithKline. Merck again. So this guy is paid big time by drug companies to do his career. Eric B. Rim, I'd love to meet you. You're probably a really cool dude. You clearly have a lot of awesome information in your head, but I don't trust you to tell me how to eat. Okay, let's see, what is this? Grants for Joanne L Slaven, another board member. Okay, sponsor, Barilla America. Okay, go in the supermarket, you'll see Barilla. They're a food company. Okay. American Egg Board. Okay, so again, food producers, food selling interests are funding the documents that tell you what the best food is to eat for health. Beef Council, okay. Kellogg Company, okay. Even Rice Council. Now, I don't hold rice suspect for bad health, but I do have to point out, just look at this. Beef Council, Kellogg Company. Look, the people who are funding the scientists that write the dietary guidelines, their funding comes from people who are experts in food selling. They have no business in nutrition, no business at all, no business in health. They are corporations, they are businesses, their business is the bottom line. They sell food. If food didn't sell, they would sell something else. Right now, they are hustling food, okay? That's what they do. And they are trying to play you, and they are writing guidelines for how to eat under the guise that it's nutritional and healthy, when really they are pushing their own economic agenda on you. Let's continue. Okay, yes. This is just another photo that I want to see. Okay, let's see. Honestly, I would. I've seen homeless people who look more healthy than her. Okay, so that's all. Boom, bam, done. Say no more. This is the person that's supposedly an expert in how to be healthy. Okay? It's just people. Think about it. Okay. This is a good paragraph. Dr. Williams. Let's see. Who is this? Yes, Christine Williams. She is also on the board of people who are writing these guidelines. Supported by industry. I just saw that word and I was just like, boom, there it is. That's all I need to hear. And industry. And that's what happens nowadays. Big researchers, research is their profession. It's their passion. Christine Williams, I'm sure you're an awesome person. That's not what this is about. It's about the fact that there is money changing hands when it comes to the public service, or what is supposedly the public service of telling people how to eat. It's all money, and they get these these hotshot scientists to write it for them. But really, the science is just fallacious. Okay, it's fallacious science. Okay, why is it fallacious? Because it's paid for. It's not objective. Now, money is not necessarily going to bias research necessarily. Somebody's got to pay for it, right? But through this video, I hope you can see that there is just so much corporate money here that it goes from, oh, well, somebody's got to pay for the research, to, wait a second, this isn't right. Let's move on here. Okay, I just wanted to kind of look at some interesting ideas. Let's see. Yes, I love this little part. Okay. These foods should be avoided. Unpasteurized juice. Really? I'm not really going to get into that too much because it's still, people want to think that it's controversial. A lot of people, people with more letters after the name than their name than I have are going to tell you that pasteurization is cool. I'm going to tell you that it's not. You can believe me or not. It's all good. Oh, I love this, though. Fluoride. Keys to oral health. Drinking fluoridated water helps reduce the risk of dental caries. Most bottled water is not fluoridated. Oh boy! Make sure to drink our chemical water, kids! Make sure to drink our chemical burned up food, kids! Don't you guys see that this is just not right, okay? This is industry propaganda. Okay, that is what your guidelines are. Your dietary guidelines are first and foremost industry propaganda from Kellogg, from the Beef Council, from the Dairy Council, from food sellers, from bioengineering, GMO businesses, corporations. That's who wrote your dietary guidelines, America. How does that make you feel? It makes me feel funky. It makes me feel funky inside. And so, what can you do? Well, I'll tell you what I do. What I do is I just kind of, I see that first of all, okay, there's this, and sometimes, one time someone close to me, they asked me, why do you get all crazy trying to figure out like the best kind of food to eat when someone has already figured it out for you? There's already the food pyramid, dude. They already figured out how to eat. This is why I freak out, okay? This is why I am not done with, just saying, oh, food pyramid, okay, awesome, that's how I'll eat. Because the food pyramid is written by food sellers, not nutritionists. So what can you do? Well, what I do is I just kind of try to take a more intuitive approach to nutrition. I say, okay, here's this document, the dietary guidelines. It's very clear to me that this is not sound nutritional advice. So I have to seek elsewhere for ideas about how to eat. The best place to seek those answers is from within. I don't mean to turn all hippie on you. I'm really just trying to, crack down on some of the BS. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this, or I hope you learned something. I'm really passionate about this. If you have questions or if you have answers, I'm very welcome to both of those. Post your comments. Let me know what other kinds of things you guys want to learn about, because I love to make videos about this stuff. So just let me know what you'd like to see, what you'd like to learn about. Subscribe to my videos, because I make a lot of videos about everything that I do in my life. My channel is really, it's just about me. It's not really about anything else. Anyways, yeah, so please subscribe, though. I really love my viewership a lot. I love having an audience, and I'm sure that a lot of you appreciate this information, so let's have fun together. Okay. My next videos are going to be probably more like recipe related. I'm going to make some cool salads and salad dressings and sauces and things. I'm rambling now. Subscribe to my videos. Share your comments. See you soon. Very soon.